Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Injustice 2 Grand Finals, Season 2. My name is Darth Armo, joined by my very good friend,
Steve Brownback.
Steve Brownback. How you feeling, man? What do you think of the competition so far?
I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen some zoning, some rushdown, some Joker,
A lot of jokers.
some blowout matches, some close matchups, training partners, people from around the world, matchups we've never seen. It was a great first round and a second round of winners.
Yeah, that was second round winners. That's where we're up to. But right now we're gonna go into the loser side of the bracket. This is where the pressure really hits.
This is the nitty gritty, the John nitty gritty. This is, if you lose, you are out. There is no third chances.
No.
So the pressure will be enormous for these players.
Yeah, and first up, we're going to have Gur going up against Basics. Basics, we saw a little earlier, going down a Tweety with that surprise Starfire pick.
Yeah, I Tweety even tweeted that he did not expect that. And the thing about this match is, I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen this match. Gur typically doesn't play online as much in the online tournaments, and Basics lives in the internet.
Yep.
So unless they've played in like a pool off stream, and you know, we didn't really see it, they haven't had a big offline tournament match. This is an absolute fresh match.
Yeah, it is. And the interesting thing, though, out of all the other competitors outside of Gur, Basics actually has a really solid Adam. So he's going to know a lot more than the average player, or I guess the above average player.
It's a good point, and Basics also plays Brainiac, so he's really good at the kind of the wacky play style. So he'll not only know the matchup, he'll know the play style. And it looks like Brainiac is what he's going to go for.
Yeah, so sticking with Brainiac, going to be seeing a lot of dive kicks all over the place, and it's really hard to contest Brainiac once he takes to the air.
It just occurred to me that it's kind of ironic that a player named Basic Stupidity plays a character with a 12th level intellect. He's kind of downgrading himself with his name.
Yeah, it's just a little mix-up within his name, but right now he's off to a great start against Gur. Gur finding himself in a bad spot here in the corner, and Basics not looking to let up, but hold on, the teleport, knocking him out of there, getting the momentum back on his side, and great blocks.
Good blocking, and a neutral jump punch straight in the dive kick. He's already done like 50 dive kicks.
Enough. It's enough to take it. Shooting out that ray gun, but to no avail. Wasting the meter here as Basics trying to inch forward. Hits him with that down one. It does it at a low and a great mix-up when you think he's going to dive kick.
And one of the keys to Adam's gameplay, especially his mid-range neutral game, is kind of gunshot versus the ground pound. And he kind of makes you either want to jump, but Brainiac wants to do that anyway. That's Brainiac's wheelhouse. So
yeah.
I think just on paper, Brainiac's kind of boilerplate gameplay really gives Adam a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it definitely does. This typically isn't a matchup that Gur says he likes fighting. He's had a lot of problems in the past against Scar's Brainiac, so Basics probably in a good position here, but hold on, Gur taking him coast to coast over to the other side, chucking the interactable, not enough to chip him out, but putting on the green science. Now if Brainiac touches it, he's going to be taking damage.
Very well versed in science.
Yes, that's very well. Gets past it, has 5 left on that first bar.
Such weird science.
An insult spawned by a simple mind.
2 bars, gets a little breathing room here. 25% as a health regain, and Basics just jumping back, trying to take as much as he can with this health bar.
Yeah, this magic pixel's been brutal for Gur. Okay, I was really hoping science would end it.
A palm or two.
He knows a thing or two here. Just backing up, trying to stomp him, but that stomp really only hits when your opponent's on the ground, and Brainiac is never on the ground.
It's the perfect example of what we were just saying, that what Brainiac likes to do is just a natural counter for Adam. Like you see, at no point in this match has Basic walked forward or backwards. He's on the ground only to hold up again.
Exactly. Summoning that trait. What a little mix-up here. Gur not anticipating it to come out so quickly. And
wow.
Baits it out. Calls out that air escape. Canceling that back 3 and just giving him a throw for his trouble.
What's interesting is it feels like that was a decisive win, but the life bar doesn't really show that. Like, Gur held his own in terms of a life bar. He was only a couple of guesses away, but it felt like Basics was in control the whole time, and I think that makes sense when you consider the matchup.
No, definitely. It definitely does. But, Gur utilized a lot of resources as soon as he could, opting for the clash before he even got rid of that first health bar. That's really a statement.
Gur is kind of one of the interactable master. He takes after the late great M2 Dave of just absolute. There's never been an interactable that he hasn't used. Like, if you're like Gur, you'd win Evo if you stopped doing interactables. Nah, I'm good, and he'd throw it anyway.
You gotta die doing what you love, man.
Yeah.
That's how he lives. Dive kick right out the gate, but no punish, or I guess no real challenge there by Basics afterwards.
And Basics again, super aggressive to start to get a big lead.
Not sure if that was an input error or not there by Basics.
He went
Here
for the
we go.
overhead.
Now that's dangerous just because of the background bounce. We got so much damage for no meter at all here. Great presence of the mind by Basics, even though he couldn't see the slug on the ground, still waiting for it to not be an active thing.
One of the interesting things about Brainiac is when he's holding his character power, having to keep in your mind what you're jumping around like a maniac, doing all these dive kicks, doing the shoulder barge, and you have to keep in mind if you're holding the button for the character power. It really takes like at least an 8th level intellect to get used to that. I'm not smart enough to do that.
And no one likes holding on to buttons for that long. Hold on, back 3, gonna be enough to take that first bar, and Gur off to a slight lead here in game number 2.
Yeah, Basics was looking really strong to start, and Gur, again, like Gur's just kind of playing his game, letting Brainiac play his game, and then the life bars are fine, like he's doing fine. Also, that was a strange error.
It was.
You are not worth collecting.
Just ray gun right to the face. I don't think anyone was expecting that, not even Gur. Getting out of dodge here, but Brainiac chasing him down. Basics getting opened up by that trait.
Inferior being.
You're talking to a man of science.
All right, had the life bar, had the bar lead, so decides to use one, betting on the fact that Gur would utilize this one and only bar for that clash.
And Gur just kind of waiting it out now to get this character power, doing a couple of shots, a couple of ground pounds. I feel like that's about 50% of winning with Adam, is knowing when to just chill out and wait for your character power. Wow, the trademark random meter burn blast from Gur works. He has an amazing success rate for that.
Yeah, he definitely does. He really picks up on his players, on his opponent's tendencies when they want to move, when they basically just don't want to block. Oh, looking for that down 3, but the delay wake up putting the frame advantage in Basics' favor as Gur was recovering there. Hold on, this one's gonna hurt.
I've still got a small advantage.
It will be inadequate.
And I believe, yeah, Gur does have a big meter lead here.
Basics trying to minimize that health regain by betting that one bar, minimizing it by 10%.
One of the big things for Basics, though, is Gur's not going to have character power, but it might not matter. Yeah, it does not.
Oh, that's a huge drop there and a
drop.
trade.
All right.
And
that was almost an absolute disaster.
It could have been. It could have easily been, especially because the lead, he didn't have the lead by that much.
Right,
So,
like, yeah,
a few
not enough to
combos.
be comfortable.
Exactly. But these guys go right into it. Game number 3. Gur off to a great start thanks to that use of the background bounce there. I'm sure it was a down 1 right out the gate.
And both players are so aggressive when these games have started. They're just going in. There's no, well, I'm going to hold back and see what happens. And that's appropriate for both these characters.
I mean, that's appropriate when you're fighting against the Atom, because if you give him any kind of breathing room, you know, he can activate his trait, and it's very tough to block the entire sequence. Here we go, just like that, getting opened up, not comboing, but does get the throw safely out of the character power animation.
Oh, the green group's still in play. A rare moment of both players kind of slowing down before they go back into their offense.
Yeah, definitely. It's always offense, especially with a character with so many air options like Brainiac, and you know it's so hard to contest that dive kick. Sometimes you're just waiting for it to try to punish the follow-up.
I think one of the really awesome things about Injustice is because of the wacky character designs, you can have a match like what we just saw before this in Winners. It's kind of slow-paced, it's a lot of patience, and then we put 2 nuts on the stage and they're just going crazy. I'm guessing half of this, they don't even know what's going on and they're just doing stuff.
I've never seen such weird science.
The advantage of a 12th level intellect.
All right, he's got all the meter in the world, all the choices, decides to go for 3 bars, 30% back, and Basics trying to take this pixel as far as he possibly can.
That's exactly what we saw 2 games ago. Well, didn't really work out there, but that's okay.
And we saw him do it before, he can do it again. Character power trying to kind of guide Basics in there with his Brainiac with all the air mobility here. And that, I thought that was going to be some kind of challenge there afterwards.
Oh, Basics just kind of holding back for looking for a jump in. Very smart. I really like both guys. While I'm talking about how nutty they are, they're both smart enough to know, all right, now it's time to hold back just for a little bit. Then they go ham again.
No challenge after that dive kick. I guess a little too low for his liking. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Captured. Gotta extend it.
Oh, that's what a frustrating clash.
Turns out, size does matter.
Yeah, I mean, after any clash, not only do you end your combo, but you set the position right back to neutral. Both players at almost full screen.
And the character power cooldown for Adam is brutal after that. That's almost as bad as the opponent getting life back or breaking your combo.
Exactly. And
Let's see if Gur takes a breather here.
Now, Gur, pretty loyal to the Adam. I believe all season we haven't seen him go anywhere else.
He does play Bane and Deadshot, but I do expect Adam definitely he found his identity as a player. He went from being, you know, one of the good players to one of the top guys.
No, yeah, definitely, and that's just from one character, you know, coming to life, one character being accessible, and you know, different characters play to different attributes, different play styles, and this is his character. I asked him before if he was prepping up for any matchup specific, you know. His first opponent was Honeybee, and I asked him before if he was prepping for the Flash matchup with another character, and he said, "What's the point? It's not going to be ready. I'm just going at him."
I mean, there's definitely a lot to say about that. A lot of people, they work themselves into a shoot on the playing the matchups and not the character. And you know, with Adam, that's definitely his best character. Well, he's off to a good start.
Oh, there you go, the flames.
Very lucky Science.
Yeah, no, I just love the flames. It's a great way to just kind of challenge anyone that is in the air. So maybe Garrett did find something, but it's really hard to set up because you have two different, you know, animations to go through before any of that can come out. Trying to duck under. Really, I guess what right now, Gur is trying not to sit still because the more you sit still under Brainiac, the easier Brainiac has to control you. So that's the last thing he wants to do.
You can see he's trying to do his down 3 and his other grounded options, and it's just, you know, Brainiac, you can't low profile a footsie move when the person's not playing footsies.
Good block there by Gur, kept his composure, but hold on, he just stood up a little too late, and Gur wasn't able to capitalize as he wasn't expecting it. I don't think anyone was.
You can also see Basics has done a tremendous job of mixing up meter burn dive kick and regular because he's actually doing regular a lot, and Gur's not ready to punish it. It's you know, I'm not really blaming him. It's so fast, and he has the meter burn version. You really got to be looking for it.
Oh, a little too late there by Gur. Doesn't get the punish, but the wake up from Basics.
Okay, evens it up.
Let's try an experiment.
Yeah, that wake up really led to his demise there. He thought it was able to stay active long enough, but it just wasn't enough. Checking him with the down ones. Those do hit his lows, and those dive kicks do hit his overheads. That's really the mix-up once Brainiac is right in your face. Here you go, carrying him all the way to the corner, slamming him down.
Very good character power from Gur. That's, oh wow, he took a high risk there.
That character power, Brainiac guiding his way in, leaving him in a standing position here, keeping it unclashable is Gur.
Very smart.
Push
wow,
block.
he didn't even want to deal with that.
No, didn't want to risk it.
He analyzed that scenario, analyzed the risk reward, and determined do not even play the game. That's the only way to win.
Somehow the flames right behind Brainiac. Brainiac just a little too fast. Gur is in a very bad spot.
Gur does have super though, he did it. No way. Oh my God. That was 13th level intellect.
Absolutely amazing here by Gur. The call recognized that he got just a little too aggressive in the corner. He wanted to end it so badly.
If Gur wins this set because of that super, I don't know how Basics recovers. He may just jump into Lake Michigan out of pure emo-ness. But let's see, he definitely has his composure. And we talked about early in the day, you know, being inexperienced at offline tournaments. This is a good example of what you need to do, where you have a horrible loss like that, you think you're gonna win, and he's recovered. He now has the life lead. Like, he's playing just fine. Yeah,
he's in there, he definitely is. And you know, Gur being the veteran here, a little bit more experience with the offline setting, and Basics, a fresh guy, a renegade.
Yeah, and they're both just playing their game. Also, how old are we that Gur is now a veteran?
I remember the rise of Gur. That was great, Justice 1. Putting down the green science, but just kind of abandoning ship, really.
Oh, it's still there, though. Science never truly goes away. It's always with us.
That's right. Hitting him with a ray gun, perfect call out to punish the animation of the character power release.
And Gur just patient. Oh, wow. All right.
And I feel like I see Basics getting a little, you know, frazzled here, getting a little nervous in this situation.
Yeah, and it's hard not to. But you're definitely right that Gur seems to be in a little bit of control right now. It seems like Gur's getting overwhelming.
Yeah, he is. The forward 3, and Basics respecting those plus frames, waiting for his time to just shove that dive kick right down his throat.
Now let's see. No, Gur. I was about to say, let's see if he can keep in the corner. Gur had the right idea. Get out of dodge.
Get out of dodge, but unfortunately finds himself in the corner
back
again.
In dodge.
Back in dodge. Out and in. Continuing the combo. Gonna make it safe.
That was huge for Gur. And again, he is sitting on super. He will pull the trigger.
That's it. All it takes, the press of 2 buttons, and that super's coming out, along with a lot of armor.
It is anyone's game now. But he is sitting in that science, and that might be it. That's it. Gur is going to take it with a double super.
Double super back to back. I mean, look at the emotion of this man pouring his heart and soul into this game, and you can see it. You can see it every time, after every grueling loss, after every tremendous victory.
There's a fantastic picture that Gur tweeted from last year when he came up short barely, and he's just devastated. He's in tears, how bad he wanted it. So it's awesome to see him a year later. He's an even better player, and he's back, and he made it, and the passion's still there. I mean, you gotta love that. Gur's not a guy who's playing for money. Not that the money's not nice. And not like right now he's thinking, shut up and give me a check. But ultimately it is the passion. It
is. Just pure heart on that man. You can just see it from a picture on Twitter, from the live feed here. You just see it. He just loves competing.
And shout outs to Basics. I mean, you know, he lost his games here, but the fact that he was here is an incredible victory.
It is. And, you know, he's still going away with something, and
That's
not
true.
only just, you know, some money, but also the experience, you know, the to be able to kind of grow as a competitor. And I think Basics is going to come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, I mean, he played really well. Both of his losses were really close. So I think you're absolutely right that the experience of playing at this level on this stage with this kind of crowd, with this kind of money is always valuable.
It's always just a great event to be here. And this is what the guys are playing for here, that beautiful trophy, the Metropolis Globe there.
One of the coolest trophies I've ever seen. Also, we have to give a shout out, not just the money, Illuminati food, Illuminati bowling, Illuminati VIP rooms with Illuminati candy.
There was candy as far as the eye could see.
Candy, it was hard. However, I stayed strong and did not eat any of that Illuminati candy.
You don't want it going straight to your head. All right, but coming up next, we have Happy Pal getting ready on stage to go up against Scar.
This is another match that maybe they played in the past, but I personally have never seen it. If I've seen it, I don't remember it. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen here.
I do know we have some stats here, so we're going to look that up in just a second. But Happy Pal, French player, one of the only internationals qualified for this event, all the way from Europe. His home country of France. He's going to be going up against Scar, a complete veteran here in this situation. Scar's been around since the MK9 days. Happy Pal, brand new to the scene, qualified last year through E-League.
Yeah, Scar, for people that don't know the lore here, he always played MK9, and he wasn't really that notable. Then as the game moved on, he started to get notable in casuals. Guys like Pig of the Hut, you know, were like, you don't have if you're not playing Scar, you're not playing the game. We're like, Brant, calm down. Then he started to show it in tournaments, probably starting with Final Round 2012. And then, you know, MK9 kind of faded, Injustice 1 came out. Scar wasn't really big into Injustice 1.
No, he wasn't.
However, MKX came out. He really, really came into his own with Sonya, and I mean, unquestionably one of the top 5 players in the world in MKX. So for Injustice 2, we were all wondering, he didn't like Injustice 1 that much, but Injustice 2, you know, he's esports now. At first in Injustice 2, he was a good player, a 9th place guy. But towards the end of the first season, he really started to come into as a top 10 guy, not a top 20 guy.
Yeah, definitely. And these two actually, now my memory is coming back to me. Happy Pal and Scar did face off at Combo Breaker, where Happy Pal took it over Scar in, I believe, a reverse 3-0 situation.
Okay, that is a better memory than I have these days.
I looked at the stats.
Okay, well, shout outs to Ultra David then, who he does his research. That's why he's smarter than all of us.
That's right. And Happy Pal trying to get something going here. Scar backing him off with those lasers. Now those lasers do just pretty much put your opponent at full screen, but I don't think Scar wants him there. I think Scar wants him right in front of him, taking him for the loops in the corner. What's going to be the mix-up? Backs off, just does lasers.
Yeah, we were saying when Scar was playing earlier that her screen control is very powerful, even though it's not doing tremendous damage. It's just irritating to try to get in on.
And again, Scar just kind of, you know, backing off, trying to stay relatively safe and just waiting for the opportunity, air dashing away to try to make Happy Pal kind of hang himself.
And I think one of the interesting things when you play Happy Pow is he really struggled against Rewind to get on in the zoning at first. He started to get warmed up. He started to do better as the Rewind set went on. So I think of Scar thinking, all right, I'm going to go for the zoning early on is a smart move.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you got to study, and realize what your opponent's weaknesses are whenever you watch them fighting anyone else. So that's a very good point.
Yeah, I always think there's the game meta, then there's the player meta. And sometimes they don't interconnect. Good block, though.
Good block of the overhead there as Happy Pow punishing and taking the lead here, getting rid of that first health bar. Let's see what he can do with this tiny little pixel that he's got left, or I guess a few pixels.
And Happy Pow is playing actually very patient right now. Pretty conservative for him.
Oh, that down 2 challenging him right in the face here. Scar knew he just needed a tiny little bit of combo. Didn't even have to use meter to finish that bar.
What's interesting about the patient way Happy Pow is playing is that tells me his mental state is very strong right now, that he's not letting losers go to his head because he doesn't seem to be panicking. He's just playing very solid.
I definitely see a better Happy Pow. Right now, Happy Pow holding on to a lot of media here, not opting to go for the clash to even just reset the position or just to get out of the corner here. Yeah, he loves using his meter for aggression.
He loves using super. Yeah, and combos. And you made a good observation that might really, really hurt because now because of that unclashable, he's in a world of trouble. That also, because he waited so long, Scar built meter for an eventual clash. Although Scar has none right now.
I mean, Scar is not looking to go into any kind of clash situation, and right there, Flash not able to block while that character power is activated. And Scar knew that, so he gave him a very active air move.
Yeah, I mean, Scar is, as a professional player, he's going to be well-versed in meter management, when you can block, when you cannot, when you hold back. It's very methodical play, very kind of like what I said about Rewind, very professional play in a way. Like, there's not a lot of flash here. There's not a lot of, well, there is actually all flash here, but that's not what I meant.
That's on the other side.
Not a lot of pizzazz here. It's just very...
Just by the book.
Yeah.
By the book kind of guy. And really, Happy Pow plays with a lot of passion. And, everyone says after they play Happy Pow's Flash, the first thing they tell Honeybee is his Flash is completely different from yours. And I don't know why. Oh, looking to punish.
Happy Pow very aggressive. He's going to get an opening lead here.
Are we not doing gym cams? Hit him with a hard knockdown, but here we go. The Power Girl wake up, the invincible wake up that just kind of shoves her right up into the sky. Gonna utilize that background bounce to extend the combo here. And great delay wake up by Happy Pow throwing Scar.
One of the coolest throws in the game for sure. Now it's kind of even here, so that puts Happy Pow in the position that he has to get in because Scar's perfectly happy to play this game. And he's gonna go in and it works out.
A beautiful punish here, activating the Speed Force, slowing everything down relatively to Flash. He's just backing off, looking for that one little piece of contact that he needs.
I'm very impressed by Happy Pow being on a pixel situation and just kind of walking back. That's a very conservative decision.
It shows composure,
right.
Definitely.
Oh, good chip out though.
Scar taking it just down to nothing, absolutely nothing. If you touch Power Girl, she's going to lose this first health bar, but Happy Pow not letting it get to him.
Yeah, it's almost like he's being too conservative now.
Not challenging
Crazy
there.
It up, yeah.
I mean, I want to see a down 2 somewhere. Just make some contact, and there it is, the jump in 1. Very quick, very active, all the way down to the ground.
I can't believe he just littered.
It was so fast I didn't see it. Backing off, flight canceling as Scar trying to control this corner here. In fighting games, you don't want to be in the corner.
What if I just run away?
Now he is going to be able to get some life back if he chooses.
Goes for 2 bars, holding on to 2 for, either extending a combo or possibly getting an air escape once Scar does find his hit.
Trying to go for a super if he can, which probably wouldn't be the wisest thing, but
it would be the Happy Pow thing.
All right, he's making something happen here. Now he's finally in. Oh, there's the conversion. Yeah, he has already evened it up.
Activating the character power. Now this is not clashable at all. Forward 3s and back 3s as Scar just confused, doesn't know what to do. Is he going for a clash combo? Is he going for a non-clash combo?
And now this is where Happy Pow saving that meter was wise. It's going to pay off now.
He does have an air escape though. I don't know if he's going to use it or try to hold on for 1 more bar to get that super.
He's also got his character power back. Whoa! All right.
That
was so fast. Yeah, I was just stunned. I think Scar was too.
I mean, the beautiful thing about that is if he did challenge after the down 2, the armor would have ate up through anything he wanted to do. So I think that was a great play by Happy Pal. I've never seen that before.
You're right. That acts as an overhead and will stop you from interruption.
Exactly. Bouncing off, perfectly spaced by Scar. Backs up, waits for Happy Pal to hang himself. Go ahead, use that interactable. I know you're thinking about it.
Now the zoning is going to start. Oh, that time it worked.
That time it did work. Scar with a little bit of a miscalculation there on the spacing, but getting the opening here, and Happy Pal pretty much living in this corner here. He does have the interactable, but if Scar keeps a great presence of mind, it's not going to matter.
And Happy Pal just never has meter this round. And he's going for it. Oh, it was blocked. I mean, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. He went for the mix-up, it did not pay off, and now he's in a very precarious position. He essentially gambled the whole game on that mix-up, which, when you're Flash, I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's definitely what you do. Oh, no conversion there by Scar. Doesn't continue it, but he does have the pressure on his side. Finds himself up against the corner, though, but Happy Pal kind of backing off. I'm not sure if he wants to utilize the background bounce or if he's just, looking for a breather mid-match.
I have never seen Happy Pal walk back that much. He was committed to walking back.
And he was also committed to that background bounce, and no matter what, block or hit,
Evidence
I'm doing it.
suggests you'll lose.
You don't even know me.
All right, he did keep 2 bars because...
I mean, it helped him so much last match.
Right, and it's always the weird class guessing game of, well, I need life to literally survive, but I need meter to do damage because surviving on its own doesn't do anything for me.
Exactly. Oh, air escaping thanks to those 2 bars he did hold on to.
And that was a perfect example. Now he's not going to be able to do big damage for a while.
Yeah, not until he builds up that bar. Beautiful blocks here by Scar, but no punish on the background bounce attempt. Delayed kick here by Happy Pal does kind of interrupt Scar, but hold on. Speaking of interrupting, down 2.
That was smart.
Looking for something here, but great block of the overhead and just kind of looking for that down 1.
And Scar is firmly in control. Okay.
That all comboed so beautifully, and what a side switch
Yeah,
there.
I love the side switching there. That's so clever. That's one of those little minutia things that can make the difference between making this comeback possible and not. Unfortunately, Scar is smart and has already worked his way out of the corner. Almost certainly using the interactables and stuff, knowing that, yeah, he'll block it, but it'll push him back.
Oh, faking the overhead and going for the throw, but Happy Pal ready at the driver's seat here, teching right away. Looking to close the gap here is Scar, but hold on, the down 2, not anticipating it. Great block of the down 2, but just went with the, no punish, and went with just the slow overhead.
Oh, that was very smart from Scar. I forgot about that move.
It's a move that you don't really see until that character power is activated, because the Flash cannot block while the Speed Force is activated. So great play by Scar, and Happy Pal down to his last game. Now this is the loser's bracket, so if he loses here, he goes home.
I almost wonder if Happy Power is actually being too conservative in this game.
Like, I mean, overcompensating?
Yeah, it's almost like he's gone into this set like, I'm going to be a little bit more patient than usual, and that's great, but it's almost like maybe it's time to turn that switch back on.
I mean,
Let's see if he thinks I'm an idiot or if he thinks I'm right. Well, he's already started going in.
There he is going in. I mean, if Scar was expecting him to play like he did in the beginning of the set, then that's going to throw him for a whirlwind.
Right. And again, with Supergirl, it is very frustrating. It's easy for me to say, well, just go in. It's like, well, you're not the one dealing with her incredibly fast projectiles. But here's a really good start for him.
Oh, standing position, but doesn't go for either the low or the overhead. Interesting stuff there by Happy Pal, possibly anticipating just some kind of unsafe button, but gonna continue the combo there with the Cyclone.
And this couldn't be a better start for him. Well, never mind.
You curse, commentator's curse. And we're just gonna go for a ride here in the corner.
See how he gets out of the corner. He's really made hay with that wall jump.
Yeah, the wall jump is really a great way to. It's tough to punish. You have to specifically look out for it.
Oh wow, I think that's the first time Scar's done that teleport. That may have been an input error, or he just thought he'd get him.
Now everyone said Scar going into this tournament, he was kind of like the maniac of the 16 players, the one that he feels like he's got nothing to lose. And he said, "I'll wake up teleport 3 times, and no one's gonna see it coming."
Yeah, I mean, with Supergirl, I think that is one of the interesting things about her is she can be very patient, methodical, but she does have a few little tools where she can be high mobility, high risk, medium reward if she wants to be nutty. I have absolutely no idea how he took Half-Life that fast. Like, it was like you blink and it was gone. I know it involved some interactables and some shenanigans.
Right there, and then just that last little bit chipped him out with that walking air lasers. It's such a great tool when your opponent's down to almost nothing.
Yeah, definitely one of the best chip out moves in the game. Also one of the visually coolest moves in the game.
Just walk him down. Pushing Happy Pow to the corner, but hold on, finds himself on the other side here, does have access to that interactable, so Happy Pow doesn't want to let off, doesn't want to give him breathing room, but Scar doesn't want to be near the corner. Now that interactable, the good version of the interactable is only accessible by power characters, so that's going to do nothing for Happy Pow.
Oh, he gets the jump one. That's absolutely huge. Drop short, go.
I thought he was going to
Oh,
super.
wow. Yeah, I thought he was going to super too.
This overhead super, the honeybee. Oh, gets hit by the overhead here, and he's going to make sure that he's unclashable. No, never mind, giving him the opportunity to do so, maybe playing to the player.
And Flash is sitting there on super. He is. Oh, that was one too many times. I think everyone in the building knew that was coming. That might hit. It's good. We are going to 2-2.
And what a way to go into the final game of this set. Happy Pow connecting that super, and it's just so, there's so much pressure when your opponent has super and you're in super territory.
I really liked Happy Pow that last game. That's exactly what I was looking for. It's 50-50 composure on 50-50 Happy Pow. I thought that was he's found a really good balance right now. And I think that's really going to throw Scar off. So we'll see if Scar now is like, all right. He's coming in a little bit more now.
Yeah, coming in a little hot here, and that's probably the last thing you want to do when the Speed Force is activated is jump, because you're in the air for so long, and Flash can just combo into an eternity there.
Yeah, you become floated like Swamp Thing.
Background bounce, and he's going to keep going, trying to push him to that corner where Happy Pow now lives. But Happy Pow refusing to just sit down, refusing to just take it.
Jor-El watching on, very excited about how close this matchup is.
Laying them down on the ground, building up a little bit meter. A great delay wake up there by Scar, timing out the character power of the Flash.
Oh, wow. Good down two.
I feel like now Scar needs to kind of adjust his air dash, try to get out of that down two range, but right now Happy Pow in the lead.
Yeah,
looking
Happy
to take
Pow
this
looks
game.
extremely comfortable right now. It looks like this is exactly what we saw with Rewind, where his play gets better as the set goes on.
So it's like the Happy Pow factor, the quicker you can end the set, the more likely it is that you're not going to lose.
It's like he starts off as like lazy Pow or sad Pow or Pow, and then he becomes happier as he goes.
That's it.
I guess if I was getting closer to $40,000, I'd become happier too.
Who wouldn't? Rolling over to the other side and getting
Scar's still in this though.
Yeah, he definitely is. And Scar can make this comeback. Hasn't used his Clash yet and has a lot of meter right now.
Scar, interestingly, going in, because Scar's in a weird situation here where he has to go in to get his life lead back, but he really wants to be back there zoning.
And then he can't just zone, willy-nilly like that either. But hold on, the meter burn back three, the hit of armor, but drops the follow-up.
And Scar goes for the mix-up, but that he really needed that.
Not today.
That's the disheartening thing when you're trying to make a comeback. Usually the first thing you want to do is try to force your opponent's Clash off and out of the picture, but
yeah,
Scar,
Supergirl is good in a lot of ways, but her mix-ups are not the greatest. So if she has to make the life lead, it can be pretty risky. But we'll see here. Now Happy Pow is going to have a difficult decision coming on the next combo. Keep the Clash. He's going to do it.
Charging the Speed Force.
You think?
Yeah, I think I know what kind of Clash. I think he's going to bet 0. No, hold on. Going for 2 bars.
This is the new Happy Pow. This is excited Pow.
I really thought Happy Pow was going to hold out for that super just for dramatic effect, but with so much money on the line, he doesn't want to take any kind of chances. The down two sniping him out of the
Drops
sky.
the combo though. This is extremely close.
Zapping him away here.
That wait for that character power for Flash must feel like 1,000 years.
It definitely feels like that with so much on the line, with so much pressure
now
in this building. Now
he's going to get one more opportunity when he chooses to use it. Well, he may not.
I don't know. He's gonna go for some kind of setup here in the corner, but Happy Pow does have access to that interactable. No, decides to jump forward. What a maniac!
Oh, What happened? I don't know what. I do not understand what's going on.
Down
But
two,
Scar's
down
going
two.
to take it.
Down twos and down twos. Scar knows how wonky that little recovery is, and Happy Pal just wasn't ready. I feel like he just didn't want to go near her, and that was just a miscalculation of spacing.
Yeah, he clearly was gonna. Well, you think I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna go in stomp, and then Scar was like, I don't care about your craziness. Here's my down two, and you can take another.
Take another. That
Yeah,
was
you
three
can take
down.
like 3 or 4.
That was 3 down twos right there at the end, and that little scramble. And what a heartbreaker. Shout outs to Happy Pal.
Yeah, for a while, I thought he had it. I thought he was firmly in control, and Scar, shameless down 2. Why not?
He just did it. I mean,
Yeah, he just did it.
And the other thing, too, is that Scar did such a great job of managing that interactable. And that's one of those universal things that, apply to all non-power characters in the game, in any matchup. So if you have that spacing down and know exactly how to punish those animations, it's going to take you a really long way.
Well, that means Happy Pal is going to go home with 13th. He's still going to get some money. He got some VIP treatment this weekend, and he will be and some candy. And you are recognized as one of the top 16 players in the world. So he was very excited to make it. At one point, he'd actually retired, and then surprise, he's back because no one ever actually retires.
Never.
And I think he could be happy with this weekend.
Kid, I mean, again, an experience. A little tough to see, but someone's got to lose. Someone's got to go 0-2, or more than just someone has to go 0-2.
Right now, he's very emo, but probably on the flight home, he'd be like, you know what? I'm still one of the best in the world.
I mean, it was a challenge to qualify as a non-U.S. resident.
Yes.
You have to travel so far to make it to the premier events, and
You
he
have to
did
be
it.
extremely confident in your ability.
And there's more on the line. So even when you're a non-U.S. player flying out so far away, especially he was flying out on his own pocket at one point, you have more pressure on you than someone who just lives around the corner.
And speaking of international players,
Hey George, going up against Irish Mantis, 2 international players. Hey
and
George.
Irish Mantis had an amazing first round game. He was the top Irish Mantis. He did not win, but it was definitely extremely good play that could have gone either way.
It was a great back and forth, but
Actually, the same goes for Hey George. Enchantress was one of the coolest moments of the tournament so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't come out a little bit sooner as Sonic
Yeah.
Fox went with the counter pick. With
And
Black
unfortunately,
Mana.
Sonic, I'm playing Joker this weekend. Watch for my Joker, Black Manta. Like immediate, like I'm in slight danger of Black Manta.
I mean, hey, that's when you have so much on the line, sometimes pride just kind of needs to take a side seat.
Which is smart. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons he's a very successful and very wealthy player, is being smart. He's not a dummy who's like, nah, I'm just play Catwoman Katana, it's fine. He's like, nope, screw that. Where's Manta? Put my helmet on.
That's it. Just take advantage of these bad matchups. And Irish Mantis is going to be going up against Hey George from Chile.
Since Sonic's used to playing with those big things on, why hasn't he spent some of his esports money on a giant Black Manta helmet? Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be, but I don't think he's that committed to the character.
It could even be like a furry version, like it have the fur and the fox ears, but be metal and have red glowing eyes. He can afford that. Sonic, think about it.
Enchantress. Fighters approaching.
All right, and Hey George not going with the Joker as a lot of people anticipate him to go out the gate. George qualifying through the Liga Latina, and pretty much with Joker taking it over Killer Shinnok.
I think when you play Enchantress, it's a safe bet that no one's going to know this matchup. She is a very wacky character. She was one of the last characters released and is just extremely strange. She has moves where there's a good chance at least half the EVO finalists don't know what all the curses do. Like, let's be honest here.
I mean, it's not only just knowing what the curses do, but it's also that tiny little difference where you can identify each different curse.
Yeah, it's not easy to even figure out which one is which.
Right, great conversion there with the anti-air down 1. George jumping a little too much for my liking right now, as Irish Mantis getting the anti-air there with the very active spit. And now what that little shield does when Enchantress throws it up, it actually deflects any kind of projectiles, especially Deck Stars.
And Irish Mantis is going in. He's definitely the master of the spit. It's just overall a great move from Trossix. You really can't go wrong using the spit. As you pointed out, very active.
Looking for the forward 3, but just a little outside of range. Irish Mantis looking to chip him out, but Hey George decides to spend 1 bar for push block, but I think that was a waste of bar.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just concede when the round is lost.
I mean, if there was no Dexstar in the picture, sure, maybe, go for it. But you also got to consider the long range of Atrocitus' normals. Like, when are you ever safe from getting just chipped out when you have very little health?
And George really having trouble getting anything going with the changes. Every time it looks like he has an opportunity, Dexstar is ready. It's exactly what we just saw there, where she kind of had shield up and did 4-3 briefly, but then it was like, nah, the cat's there.
Gets under the interactable, spends the meter to extend the combo with the back 3. Are we going to see some kind of setup here? Dexstar no longer in play, and push blocking doesn't make this go away. And Irish Mantis jumping right into it. I think Hey George needs to bust out those setups. None of these guys are going to get used to it.
That's what you come for when you play Enchantress, the setups. And unfortunately, he hasn't had time except for that one opportunity.
I feel like Hey George has also been sitting on full bar for a long time.
That's a really good point.
You'll bathe in your own blood.
It's interesting that such a witchy character is getting bodied by a cat. You would think that she would have the cat on her side.
Yeah, Dexstar is definitely the brains of the operation, so don't get it twisted. It's not Atrocitus, it's all Dexstar.
He's a really, really angry cat. All right, let's see if he can pull off a miracle comeback. If he can land one big hit and get something going.
Irish Mantis pretty much playing it safe here. I was going to say playing it safe until he decided to do that, and George backdashing and punishing.
All right, that's the first part of the huge comeback.
Welcome to try.
Yeah, step 1, get rid of the clash.
Neither used bar. Oh, the puddle, though. Now, do you think George is going to switch or realize, well, I didn't really get anything going till the end? So, in my opinion, you try one more game.
Yeah, I mean, Dexstar was really the wall that kind of stopped Hey George from doing anything whenever he did get those hits. So it might be a matchup thing, but hold on, we're going to the Turtles here, and I believe that was Leonardo that he picked.
Okay, this is interesting. I saw in casuals he was playing Michelangelo, and then Ultra Dave and I were discussing who's he going to use, and there were reports from other people that he uses Leonardo. And I'm like, well, I saw him use Michelangelo, and now we have Leonardo. So perhaps he plays all 4 or just those 2. Those 2 are considered to be, I think everyone considers to be like the strongest of the Turtles.
Definitely, and that's the exact order that Hey George puts him in. He does play all the Turtles, but you know he plays Mikey, Leonardo, and then Donatello and Raphael. A little tougher to make work. But right now, Irish Mantis making good work of everything.
This character choice does make sense. I think Leonardo's mid-range, that's exactly why. His mid-range games because of back 1 is really, really good. I think of all 4 Turtles, he definitely has the best mid-range traditional Injustice footsies because of back 1.
Not only that, but also the Michelangelo and the Raphael assist that Leonardo can throw out. It can kind of contest with anything that Atrocitus is throwing because he's got no hurt box on
It's
them.
a great point, and it really complements the back 1. He can literally do him as a block string, or you're right, he can just do a raw Michelangelo or a raw Donatello.
Beautiful conversion right there into the Donatello. The overhead that bounces him up in the air. Push blocking doesn't want anything to do with him. Goes for the shell drop, but nobody was home. Oh, what a call out. That's how to deal with interactables 101.
We've seen consistently today a lot of these interactables are getting blown up. But, I mean, that's exactly what we talked about. It's almost like his own version of Puddle, where, well, you better be looking for this.
Yeah, you better watch your feet. And when you're so worried about watching your feet, so worried about crouching, you immobilize yourself. You're not moving around, you're not as comfortable. Perfect timing there. Now the Dexstar timing is going down just a little bit, but he should have enough for 2 or 3 shots. It's going to be 1 shot there. Shields up for the last one, and then the shot right there at the end as he just had a little bit left.
That's going to be a huge punish, but very smart. Yeah, he didn't want any of that.
Sensei's taught me well.
Irish Mantis wants to keep this lead, so even though he knew it was going to be an even clash, I don't even want to give him any momentum.
Interesting choice by Irish Mantis to not opt to try to get any kind of health back, but I think more that statement was saying, go ahead, deal damage to me, because he'd rather have the meter for those raw puddles, because in this situation, that's what's probably going to take it for him. Push blocking to get rid of a lot of the Dexstar timing, which is probably why Hey George went for it, and that's going to be crucial there. Every time Michelangelo successfully hits you, a lot of time is wasted.
One thing I've noticed is we haven't really seen a lot of shell drop mix-ups, which is kind of one of the Turtle staples.
It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, you're probably right that he figures I'd rather just play the back 1 game and try to kind of beat him in footsies, and it is basically even. Well, unfortunately, a clash for him would be a bad idea, so he's just keeping his meter.
It would be, because he'd be giving some
Yeah.
guaranteed damage over to Irish Mantis, so I think he's just,
Oh.
here comes the super
That,
knock!
that did not connect. If he loses this game, that will be extremely unfortunate. He is in a good position, though, but no meter.
In a really
All
great
right.
position, though. Raw puddle and gets the opportunity to clash.
Now that's a good clash. Master Splinter approved. And the switch to Leonardo was definitely a smart choice. He's doing a lot better.
He's got 15% back. Now, the unfortunate thing for Leonardo is he doesn't really build meter when he summons out a Raphael or Michelangelo.
that was a huge whip pun. No.
No, Donatello.
Yeah.
Donatello was ready to go, but I think he was just a little too scared to commit.
Yeah, that could have been game-changing. That's super unfortunate.
Oh, trying to force the back one there. And Irish Mantis just checks him with that down one of Atrocitus. It stays active for so long.
Well, Leonardo was definitely the right choice. Unfortunately, you're now down 2 games.
Yeah, but what he's got to be feeling is the fact, what he's got to be feeling good about is the fact that Irish Mantis doesn't really stray away from Atrocitus. So he's not going to put himself in a counter pick situation.
But he is going to go to Blue Beetle, so he's going to have to win 3 straight. I don't know about that. I mean, who am I to judge? But I feel like Leonardo was a good choice. It's just, I would have looked at it as well. I lost game 1, but
And
We'll
Dexter
see.
is summoned out there, and I'm not sure why George just kind of kept shooting those projectiles. I guess he was just trying to get as much meter as he possibly could, but he gave away the bonus meter hit.
And Irishman is just looking clean right now. He's just doing everything right. Like, there's really, we're focused so much on what Hey George is doing, and that's actually a testament to Mantis's play here. That it's kind of boilerplate, good Atrocitus. He's not really making any mistakes. He's not really doing any kind of choking, or he's essentially giving Hey George nothing to work with.
He is converted here with a low stab, putting him in the corner. Not sure if an intentional drop, looking for the reset, but it doesn't matter. Either way, we find ourselves right here in the corner, left in a standing position, goes to the other side, doesn't block the second overhead.
That was a lot of life with a lot of shenanigans.
Beautiful meter burn shot right there in the air, making it an overhead and really just kind of pushing him back and doing some damage here.
That was very smart, knowing that you wouldn't get any kind of conversion needed to win the round.
That's all I needed, just one shot to connect. But hold on, Dexter is here to turn the tables in favor of Atrocitus.
All right, there you go.
That's
Not going to be enough, though.
Try to leave him in a standing spot there. Down one, checking him perfectly here. Trying to take advantage of the hit advantage here. And left in a standing position. Nothing he could have done there except let go of block.
Irish Mantis really isn't getting flustered by these fireballs. They're both doing their job here. George is doing a good job zoning, but Irish Mantis, not Iron Mantis, is doing a very good job of not freaking out. Do you remember the old TV show Mantis on Fox? I don't think anyone does. Google it. He fights an invisible dinosaur.
Okay, that's where your mind went. Trying to whiff things here, but doesn't anticipate the low to get canceled into. Yeah,
Not something you see from him that often, but he's not afraid to do it if he has to.
I mean, he's got 2 games to work with here, so it doesn't matter.
And that's a closeout decision. Like, going for that mix-up kept his life lead here and might end up winning the set.
Oh, thought it was going to be a cross-up, but didn't quite get there. Oh, in the wake-up, it does get punished here. Hey George converting into a lot of damage here. Going over to the other side. What side's he on? The delay wake-up, throwing him off completely.
Oh, that could be huge.
That's going to block.
Yeah, that was a block.
And I love the idea to push block afterwards because it is very plus on block afterwards.
Now he's going to get a little bit of life, or does he keep it to try to maybe do some damage?
I feel like he wants the room to work with. 15%. Yeah.
Damage doesn't matter when you're dead.
Oh, there we go. And now he can kind of he can be in favor of the trade. So he's going to throw those projectiles, willingly against those. And
He's got it. Oh, I forgot. All right, fortunately, it's just going to be a draw.
Fortunately for George here, but if he does build that bar, and again, that was kind of like what you would expect from George. He's going to keep throwing the projectiles because what can you do about it? So I wanted a little bit more out of Irish Mantis there in that last little scramble, but I guess he just figured, whatever, I just got to win one of the next 2 games.
Yeah, I think you pointed out a couple minutes ago that for Irish Mantis, you just keep doing what you're doing and you have a 2-game lead. You don't want to get too comfortable, but he's still in a position where just kind of play conservatively, just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, and I should be good.
And I love that wake up vomit. It doesn't really work as an invincible wake up, but it's so fast that if you're in the air, it's going to hit you instantly.
Yeah, it's a great point. Sometimes for wake ups, it's not about invincibility, or it can be speed or just trickery, or maybe you think they're going to jump over you or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful hit confirmed there by Irish Mantis. Saw that the two hitting string connected and decided to go into the puddle. Meter burning it, but not looking for that wake up there. Very dangerous stuff by Hey George. And out the gate, overhead as soon as he had the ability to swing. Dexstar is out now, able to kind of inflict and shift the momentum back to his side. However, that's going to be the last thing Dexstar does here, right there with that shield.
That was a really smart use of the shield, but it looks like George doing better and better every time he switches characters, so Blue Beetle was the right choice.
Puddle trading there with the projectile. I think Hey George is okay with it.
And with this life lead, slight as it is, and winning that first game with Blue Beetle, at what point does Irish Mantis start actually worrying? Like, we could be there. Now he's probably calmed himself, but we could be reaching that precipice of momentum shift.
Yeah, we definitely can. And also the other thing you got to consider is Irish Mantis has to be feeling good about this meter lead. Now, he just used 1 meter for that roll.
And he's also going to have character power again. Well, I think the meter lead's gone.
Maybe I should have stayed in El Paso.
It could be, but George is very conservative when it comes to kind of wagering against his opponent's clash. I feel like most of the time he just kind of lets them have it. So Irish Mantis, could have took the risk there and went with nothing instead if he wanted to hold on to the meter versus the health. So hold on, Hey George, and what a drop here. Irish Mantis ready with the wake up at the helm. And the Dexstar doing everything for Irish Mantis right now. The shield is up. Hey George cannot get anything in there, but he somehow finds a way to do it.
For George, that was all about survival. And all right, let's see if Mantis starts going for unclashable.
Let's see if Mantis goes for some very unsafe stuff there, but just down 1 into puddle.
How intriguing that he would actually go for the clash. The logic must be, I'll let him get some life back, but he won't be able to do a lot of damage to me now.
It could be, because Beetle does have a lot of resources, a lot of ways to really make things hurt, but he's a little bit away from just 1 bar. Now he does have a full bar ready to go if he does find that stray hit. But Mantis just kind of sitting back, waiting for Dexstar to be summoned again. You can see the progress of Dexstar right there at the bottom of the screen.
And he's back.
Ready to be summoned, but there is an animation, so he's looking for the opening, and there it is.
There
Dexstar, shield to get through it, puddle to bring him to you, and inflict as much damage as you can.
Opting not to go for a mix-up. Oh, and that's a huge punish.
Beautiful
skips
escape.
out, though. Staying alive. He does not want to go, too, but he is.
That's what he used it for. At the very end, went with the unsafe puddles, the unsafe mix-ups there, and Hey George just didn't see it coming, didn't think he would do it. And Irish Mantis really great at doing it in a clutch situation, like you said before.
Yeah, I thought Irish Mantis just played solid. He played his game, and Hey George continuously got better throughout the set. And unfortunately, when someone's already solid and you're getting better, you're going to be in that deficit. It's a long hill to climb.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And, unfortunately for George, he, didn't believe that Blue Beetle was going to be the choice to go to. Now these guys have been able to practice together for the last, 24, 48 hours. And I bet that there's no way that he got to thoroughly understand that matchup.
And it's always tough when you do really well against Sonic Fox with Enchantress. So you sit down and against your next opponent and think, all right, it's an Enchantress day. I'm really feeling her. I feel her witchy spirit within me.
Yeah, but, Blue Beetle was the way to go. He was able to kind of hold his own, and, we might have seen a different set if he went with that character out the gate. But, those first 2 games were pretty close. Just couldn't get anything really going with Enchantress. And, huge shout-outs to Hey George for making it all the way here. Definitely a tough competitor. And, no matter what, we're going to be able, in whatever games come in the future, he's going to be an impeccable force. And he's going to have all these meticulous setups, everything, and he's just an execution monster.
Yeah, I mean, he's always going to be an entertaining player. And now, this is interesting, BioHazard in the first round of losers. That's not something I expected.
No, a lot of people did not expect that, especially if you look at the track record between the 2 players this year. BioHazard, great player, had a phenomenal season, where Tekken Master, compared to his results last year, couldn't really find his footing in this season. And you know, fortunate for him, he was able to qualify through the Intercontinental Championship.
One of the things about a long season like this and having a final event is you can absolutely redeem yourself. It's exactly what you pointed out. Tekken Master has he's done okay.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
Of course, for most people, getting 13th is like the best placement of their life. But for Tekken Master, he's used to getting 3rd, not 13th. And this season's been kind of a drought. And he barely qualified at the absolute last minute he could.
Yeah.
And he comes here knowing, and you know, he's a world traveling pro. He knows none of that matters. I'm here. It's how you get here doesn't matter. He could win the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter if you're the first seed, last seed.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you've beaten this player 3, 4, 8 times this season. As long as you can be better than everyone else today.
On this day, and that's exactly how you have to look when you're trying to qualify for these events. So Tekken Master, assuming that's what he's thinking, and he's a smart guy, that's the right attitude. That none of my losses matter, none of those 17th places matter. I got here, it was hard, and now it's showtime. And he looked amazing against BioHazard.
He did.
I did not expect a 3-0, and we have to give props to BioHazard. You know, this guy's been traveling for years now. There's no chance he's now, well, I've given up. I'm bodied. Well, I'm bodied. Guess I'll just die now. Like, no. BioHazard is now thinking, I can win this thing from losers.
And now we've just been told that there was a blind pick requested. So what you do is basically you're picking your character based on nothing at all, not completely ignoring the fact that your opponent is going to trying to counterpick you, because Silver Eye's been playing a lot of Batman today.
It looks like we're going to get Hellboy versus Harley. And we barely just ignored Silver Eye there. He's actually in the same boat where he worked really, really hard to get in here. Like Gur, a very emotional player, a guy who wanted it really badly. And I'm sure he has enough experience in the losers bracket to know this is not the end of my tournament if I play well.
Yeah, all that matters is just, taking it one game at a time, one matchup at a time here. And this particular matchup is going to be BioHazard's Harley Quinn, character I haven't seen in a very long time. So I'm really wondering why he went with this character.
Early in the game's life, he was using Harley all the time. Then he kind of slowed down, but he brings her out every once in a while. He did use her to get his Evo medal this year.
He did.
Was one of the few times you see him use her.
I know the way that BioHazard put it is he put it in a lot of matchups where, I got to rely on zoning. I would rather use Starfire. So there's got to be something specific about this matchup.
I wonder if just throwing things out here could be upshot, kind of regulating Hellboy's air zoning.
It could be that. Could be.
Another possibility is he actually thought he would pick Batman. He just worked himself into his shoot.
That's very true here, but BioHazard, whether or not he was anticipating the Batman or Hellboy, off to a great start. Beautiful blocks there to stop that instant jump, that instant leap of Hellboy.
And Hellboy's not a character we see super often except for Silver Eye, who's definitely the best Hellboy in the world.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, if you're not playing against Silver Eye, you really don't understand what this character is capable of.
And Hellboy's all about air mobility and just kind of going crazy, but so far in this set, the only person crazy here is Harley.
I mean, and right here, Silver Eye, that is him trying to reserve himself for the next match, trying to say, I could clash and try to make a comeback, but why would I exert so much, willpower and mental fortitude in this first game? I'm just going to start on a clean slate and try to forget all about it. So I love that play there by Silver Eye.
And Silver Eye is also one of those emotional players where he can get frustrated. I mean, you can basically tell by his Twitter if he just lost a set online. Like, he's not afraid to air his grievances and frustrations. And like you said, it's super important to save that for after the set.
Yeah, it definitely is. Push blocking to get out of the corner here. And the other thing that's interesting about Harley Quinn versus any other character is her ability to access so much damage without having to use meter. So, that could play a huge factor here, something that Silver Eye's just not used to.
Good air gun. Yeah, you can see this is the first time he's actually got his stuff going. And Bio didn't even want it. Don't want none. He just got out of there. He didn't even want to play that.
Just in. These guys are trying to go shot for shot, and Silver Eye trying to close the gap there with those long-range normals. Beautiful anticipation of the wake-up, but didn't get the punish. And just backing off. Backdashing is such a great option, giving you like almost instant invincibility.
Silver Eye's in there. Gets the first round.
And that low pound is such a interesting tool in any game. When someone jumps in on you, you think overhead, and then just going right into the low, a lot of people don't see it coming.
Oh, wow.
And And that is going to be a punish. Unfortunately, the bad thing about that low pound is that it's very unsafe.
Yeah, Hellboy is definitely a high-risk character. He, if you can kind of punish his ground pound or shut down his air mobility, he doesn't have a ton of options going for him, except I guess his damage is pretty good.
That crap's getting old.
All right, 2 bars to his 1, and Silvereye decides to hold on to his own for possibly his own clash whenever he initiates it.
If you look at this clash, you can see he has really nice teeth, though. They must have great dental in hell.
Got it. Back 3, continuing the combo here. Looking for something, doesn't go with the unsafe ground pound, and goes for the ender that a lot of people don't see. And BioHazard looking like a completely different player here.
Yeah.
Silvereye takes him for a ride.
BioHazard looks like the one that's overwhelmed right now. Oh, that was an input error. He can't get frustrated. And this clash came with the perfect opportunity, because he's definitely a player that's going to get upset, and now he has the time to think, all right, no big deal.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. Recompose myself.
Get 15% back. Turns on the character power to kind of give him access to a lot of armor ability. Whenever he does get hit, he goes into a static hit animation here. And what a beautiful jump back. Recognizes the overextension there by BioHazard and punishing him with that low.
Yeah, so he's back in it.
He's in
I think
here.
that first game, he's wiped it away.
Yeah.
The emo levels are back to a neutral.
Black Manta.
Okay,
Fighters
Black Manta,
approaching
that's a character we
borders of
see from
solitude.
him every once in a while.
Again,
He hasn't had a tremendous amount of success with him.
yeah, he uses it for specific picks. He feels
Right.
like, if he's got the advantage, why not? It's a very strong character. BioHazard has a whole portfolio of characters that
Now-
he can use at such a high level.
I don't know why, and I'm no Hellboy expert. I do know there are rumors of Silvereye hating this character. I've heard buzz on the street, and I keep my ear to the ground that he really hates this character. Now, I don't know what the logic is, because to me on paper, I would think Hellboy does well, but, he's the Hellboy expert, not me.
Yeah, that's true. But, Black Manta has a lot of, air mobility. He can turn on his character power, stay in the air, float around. And also, I feel like he can dictate anything in the air by shooting out those meter burn rockets. So, if
That's true.
Silvereye's thinking about taking to the air, give him those meter burn rockets.
Good
Beautiful
punish, though. That shows matchup knowledge. That shows maybe you hate the character and hate fighting him, but you got to learn what to do about it. Like, you don't actually win by just complaining on Twitter.
Ooh, not enough. And BioHazard throwing all caution to the wind with that wake-up attack as Silvereye just patiently waits to block and then clean up.
Tried to jump out.
That's a nice slam there. Trying to get as many hits as possible, but the interactable still comes out. And I think that's a trade BioHazard's okay with right now. BioHazard's got a lot of meter there. He does have super ready to go. Trying to chip him
Wow,
out.
survives because of that.
He tried to throw him while he had the armor activated. Very big mistake there by BioHazard, but is able to clean it up eventually.
Now, during that end round, Hellboy actually regained his character power, so about half that cooldown was just through that. Oh, tried to walk out. Oh, that's big.
That's a low and some damage. Not going to be able to clash it away. Great use of that armor there. Just not caring. Just saying it's fine. I got the armor to back me up. And what a conversion here by BioHazard. It's going to be very close to super territory, but never mind.
Oh, he's going back in.
Oh, and that was just enough. BioHazard recognizing he went to the sky and just had to take a guess.
What an interesting turnaround. We started off with a match so dominant, Silvereye was like, I'm not even going to bother clashing. Just kill me now. I'm going to go back to bed. And now he's actually up 2-1.
Yeah, I mean that's all it takes. Sometimes is knowing, when to pick your battles. And do I try my hardest right here? Or do I say, you know what, I can turn this around. I can wait. And right now BioHazard's just thinking, where do I go on this character select screen? And he's deciding to go back to Harley, maybe trying to focus on the fact that first game was so decisive, and then he could do it again.
Maybe does he feel that Bane does very poorly against Hellboy? Does he feel like the mobility is too much? The armor is too much?
It could be. I mean, I'm not specifically sure about that situation. I've never asked him, but, BioHazard, I feel like knows Bane more than anybody else in the world.
Yeah, there's definitely some kind of logic. Like, it's not like he's now not thinking, whoa, I didn't think about Bane.
Blocks that interactable, getting away from that hot lava. Trying to push Black, but again, BioHazard needs to kind of pay attention to that character power and understand what symbol is down there and understand what Hellboy is capable of.
Rise looking really good right now. Bio is in a lot of trouble. I don't think any of us expected this.
Oh, a little bit of a drop there, but doesn't matter. Jumps over to the other side, says, I don't want to be in this corner. This is your corner. Beautiful block there, but doesn't anticipate the blow.
Man.
And what a trade.
Yeah, that is a set-winning trade.
All right, and again,
Really?
turning on that armor.
Oh, okay. Oh, no conversion now. It is looking all right now.
Cupcake just barely missing, not quite spaced super well there as Silver Eye just kind of backs up and lets it fall to the ground. And here's his opening. This is gonna
Man, he
hurt.
is turning into Golden Rye right now. This set's so easy, it's like Silver Bye.
Your lights out.
One more bar gets 15% back. Silver Eye getting a little aggressive because he knows this is early on in the match, so he's going to have a lot more opportunity to build more bar for his own clash.
Now, one thing I've noticed, we've barely seen BioHazard use Harley's character power. I'm sure because of the air mobility. I'm sure that's why, but it's one of Harley's strengths. It's really not useful in this matchup.
There we go, able to punish here with no meter at all. And, you know, it could be that. It could be that the decision that Harley Quinn can punish Silver Eye's Hellboy so bad, for so much damage for no bar at all.
For no bar, right, that's one of the key things. Just like in Injustice 1, that was one of the best things about her. And he's making this comeback here.
Yeah, if he can keep it unclashable, not giving an opportunity
it's gonna be really
to.
tough.
He's down to absolutely nothing. The high gun shot gets right under it.
And we're in chip-out territory.
Backdashing, that was his only option, and what a great move there.
I was gonna have like one more read. Oh, wow.
Keeping it unclashable. Are we gonna see some kind of bounce cancel? Maybe a
If
back
Silver
two bounce
Eye,
cancel?
if he screws this up, he's gonna be Silver Cry. Like, there's no way. Okay.
And there it is, Silver Eye taking it over. BioHazard 3-1 and a complete turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, we knew one of the top players in the world was gonna go 0-2 here, and unfortunately, Bio is the victim of that. Still a great year. I mean,
Yeah,
he finally got his Evo medal.
he did.
I think when he got that last hit and Harley came up, it's like, all right, I'm done for the year. Like, my work here is done. And then he teleported away. Like, that was. I mean, no one wants to get bodied here, but he made it all the way here. He was one of the top seeds. He made some good money. He won some tournaments. He placed almost everywhere. So props to him. And Silver Eye, very unexpected. I mean, he got trounced in that first game. I don't know how he pulled that off. It was like he was asleep the first game. And he's like, oh wait, is there a tournament?
Here he is, decides to wake up and decides to just give that swift 3 in a row game victory.
Yeah, that was dominant once he woke up.
It was. And, you know, shout outs to Biohazard. He had a great year, like you said before, but, you know, I don't think he's okay with this result. But this is definitely not going to be the last we see of him.
He's the perfect example of what I was saying earlier, where on the plane, he's going to be furious, and then later he'll be like, well, the grind continues.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so magnificent about all of this, is the fact that these players, you know, even though the money's great, that's not what any of them are playing for. These guys are playing for the pure passion and the love of the competitiveness that is fighting games. So
yeah, Bio's definitely complaining to his brother right now downstairs about how OD Hellboy is, and then he'll get home and be like, well, time to grind more.
That's it. You just got to do it. That's the life they chose to live, and that's the way they love it, man. That's what they thoroughly enjoy. But real quick, we're going to throw it to Joshua Gray. Joshua, what's going on?
Gentlemen, we've enjoyed this tournament so far. We are over halfway in the matches, and one of the players that is still surviving the loser's bracket, it's Gurr. Gurr, let's talk about that first matchup against Honeybee. So close with your Adam, but unfortunately you lost 2-3. What have you been thinking about since that last matchup to improve in case you're up against that player again?
Well, I wanted to try not to overcommit when I misjudged someone's frustration. So that last set, I remember that I hit him with the bounce cancel, and then later on, I tried to do it again. But then he completely read me, punished me for it, costing me the game. I just trying to keep track of that, improve my punishes, and just play a lot better next time, because I know I can beat that matchup even though it's hard for me in the tournament setting. But I just have to be composed, and I know I can get it.
Up against Basics, it was another close match, but you were able to get the victory using the super. We saw the emotions, we saw the pop-off. Even you got that win, I'm sure you're kind of going through, okay, how can I improve this? What went wrong here? So you can prepare for the next match as well.
Yes. So against basics, I was just trying to be as composed as possible, and there's just that character just gives you a lot of panic. So I know I just get into the game really easily, very emotions, and then I just want to play a lot better next time.
The Adam's an unconventional character, so that I think makes a lot of other people nervous. But when it comes to your preparation, we got to talk about this earlier, it wasn't just grinding gameplay, it was taking a look at film and practicing and setting things very specific. How has that helped you in today's tournament?
Yeah, I can't play too long. If I keep playing, grinding, I have less time to improve myself. And I feel like that I'm not thinking about what I'm doing wrong. It's just me playing mindlessly on autopilot. So I just study matches. I actually looked at Honeybee's videos on YouTube because I know he's an avid uploader. And I try to do a lot better every tournament. Look back, always trying to improve on what I did wrong. Because for me, I always thought of myself as a late bloomer. So it's slow, but I think I can get it this time.
A year ago, you were juggling a lot of things outside of the game. You were having a lot of thoughts. What would be the message you could tell yourself now a year ago, and what would you say to people that would go through that type of struggle now that you're here today in the finals?
I would tell myself last year, it may be a hard road, but you can do it. You can do it. It's a struggle now, but you keep improving and you keep going. You have that motivation to win. You just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it, and you will keep doing it. We're going to see more of you in the losers bracket and hopefully more of the tournament. Gur will keep fighting, folks. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the Injustice 2 Pro Series Grand Finals presented by Simple Mobile, powered by Samsung, continues after this.
What's the strongman?
It's a pea protein gluten-free pate.
It's a burrito filled with plants pretending to be meat.
Here we see the artist making an attempt to bare his soul.
It's just a gray dot.
There are multiples on the table. One is cash, 3 are FHA, 1 is VA. So what can you do?
She's saying a whole lot of people want to buy this house. But you got this. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans makes the complex simple. Understand the details and get approved in as few as 8 minutes by America's largest mortgage lender.
Get the latest smartphone without the hassle of a contract. It's simple. You can own the Samsung Galaxy S9 for less than $35 a month. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
Hey, welcome back to the Injustice 2 Pro Series Grand Finals here for 2018. My name is Ultra David.
And I'm Mitch Owens.
What's up? All right, so we've seen a pretty good chunk of the tournament so far. We're actually going to go take a look at the bracket right now, let you know what's up. Get over there. So this is a look at the losers side. How about that? BioHazard 0-2.
Who would have thought?
I certainly did not. Hey George, also 0-2. Happy Pal. and Basics. Those guys are the ones who have left. Look, there were always going to be 4 people out of the 16 who went 0-2.
Yeah.
And everybody here is a very strong player. It's always a bummer to see them go out, but that's just how the rules of the game work.
That's the bracket for you.
That's it. So you got to look at what we have coming up next.
Yes, I think it's gonna be Tekken Master versus Gur.
You are right. Yeah, we're going to have Gross and Scar after that. But now it's Tekken Master versus Gur. Now, I was just looking at the list of characters that have been played so far, and by our tally, there have been 20.
I mean, it's almost half the cast. I believe.
Crazy. Yeah, you're right. It is almost. No, it's more than half the cast. That's amazing. And with Tekken Master here, we've already seen a couple of different characters, Green Arrow and Fate, and now we're going to see his Brainiac, against, of course, Gur's Adam.
Oh yes, I think he already teased that because he believes, if I'm not mistaken, that this is a 7-3 matchup in favor of Brainiac.
Okay, interesting.
7-3. I mean, you can't throw around numbers like that like crazy. 7-3 is very tough to win. So this should be a decisive win for Tekken Master if his calculation is right.
Yeah. And that's something that he'll often do, right? He'll come up with ideas, matchups, and test them out, and sometimes test them out in tournament.
For sure. He's the scientist,
Ooh,
if you will.
Here you go. Good damage on the end of that. Following up.
Triple dash in into grip. Sweet.
And a lot of patience by Gur. Oh, he's trying to get over it. No. Gur catches him out of the sky. Well, what do you think about this 7-3 right now? What do you think?
What does Tekken Master think about that 7-3? That's a real question.
Right.
Oh, it's a lot of storms, wants none of it. Brainiac slowly approaching it. Pressing all the buttons right now.
Very offensive. Safe as he moves around. Here we go. Gur had got to the far side of the screen. Get some trade action for himself. Oh, no!
Oh, that is unfortunate. The side switch.
That's super punishable, yeah.
The down one.
There you go. Gur's got a ton of corner control. He chose to keep it unclashable, and smartly so, and he's going to run away with this.
That's his game.
Killed himself by putting himself in the stinky cloud.
So about that 7-3, David.
About that 7-3.
All right, let's think about this.
Yeah, well, that's clearly what he's doing, pondering there with the hand on the chin.
I mean, if he is still hovering over it, I think he still believes. But what happened there, I think, didn't get anything going. That was a decisive win for Gur, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it certainly was. I guess maybe if you can stay in the sky long enough and threaten well enough, and there's a certain range where Adam doesn't really have footsies at a spot where maybe Brainiac can play high and low, but that just didn't seem like that's what happened.
Let's see if he can make it count this time. So no switch. Brainiac it is.
Okay. Chooses the opportunity.
Does not have the blocks against the trade, it seems.
Nice.
Oh.
We've seen that a couple of times now. That's really wild.
Doesn't believe in the conversion.
Oh, error for sure.
Oh, I think he wanted an instant dive kick there.
I'm sure you're right. Gur's gonna get the corner. A little crawler comes. He's got some ground control. Trying to get out of the way. Not quite.
It's interesting. Maybe he was launching the Basics match because Basics was like fishing out the air with, I believe, the jump in 3. Huge hitbox.
For sure. Tekken Master floating. Oh, that was really high up. Maybe just respected the meter burn. Oh, you hit him first?
Okay, believes in it this time.
The setup right here. Okay, push block Adams away. And now Gur, the crawler again.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Smart setup. Very smart. Okay, but definitely more even game this time.
But there's some moments here of greed, I think, from Tekken Master. He's trying to move at spots and times where he doesn't seem like he gets the free idea to move. Yeah, push block again. Gur dealing with that consistently. There it is, though.
Very slippery being Gur right now. Very slippery. Down one. Watch your feet.
Up in the sky. Okay, yeah, canceled it.
Smart.
Yeah, I knew that he couldn't have reached Brainiac in time.
Oh, wait a minute.
Corner control. No, not for long. And unclashable stuff.
This is looking rough.
That's
no
clashable.
break. No clash. What is?
I don't know. I mean, once you're in the bubble, you're done. But there was a moment there where he could have clashed.
Definitely. He wasn't even concerned about it.
He didn't even keep it on Clash. Okay.
Very surprising.
Definitely another character, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, well, okay, he's still thinking about it. But look, I understand if your theory is that this is a big win for you.
Right.
You've just been able to test it twice against one of the best Adams in the world. It hasn't worked out. Maybe it's time to try something else. But he's certainly considering staying.
I mean, especially if you are Tekken Master and you usually have so many characters to choose from.
We've already seen Green Arrow and Fate from him today.
Yeah. He does have a Bane. He showed us that during the Intercontinental Championship. But right now, okay, it's either Brainiac or Bane. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Well, look, there's a lot on the line right now. This is loser's side.
This is it.
This is it.
He
If
loses it,
this
he goes
game,
on.
He is gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So really think about this.
Which he is.
Yep.
Look, understandably, taking some time. There's a lot riding on this.
I mean, this is literally it. You're in losers. You're 0-2 down.
And for Gur, I feel like he's dealt with things so well. Oh, wow, it's going to be Bane.
What?
That's what he's locked in with.
This changes everything. I have no idea how he approaches this matchup, and I mean, we've only seen so little from his Bane.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see this. I feel like it's not necessarily the right call, but you know, that's up to him.
For sure.
For his sake, it'd be great to see. Here, it happens to jump over. Good damage, venomless. He pumps it up.
Nice patience there.
Oh, well, look, the mobility. I mean, I don't want to say that I think Bane gets dunked, but the fact that Adam is so mobile and can get away from what Bane wants to do can make this tough. Okay, yeah. Still taking damage over time, but
for sure.
It's okay.
This is an interesting trade. The cancel. Nice push block there. What's none of it?
Just get rid of it.
Some science. Some
Fighting
barrels.
very well from the corner right now. Such an annoying situation. Yeah, he knew exactly when Tekken Master was coming.
And he's out. Oh, this is not looking good for Tekken Master. Literally on his last leg.
Yeah, this is it. Yep. Brad recovered in time. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
He can take the round. He didn't venom up.
All right, all right. Okay, still in this. Needs some good plays, but definitely still in this. It's Tekken Master.
Blocking it out.
Oh, yes!
He got a big punish opportunity.
And gets the punish. This is
legit.
looking good for Tekken Master right now.
Here he goes. Yeah, there it is. He's got the meter advantage. This way he gets rid of the trait from Tekken Master's Bane. Out of the corner.
In there. Gets 25% back. Tekken Master still with the clash.
Now he's got this whole screen to just play with.
Yeah. Ding dong. Slowly approaching the corner.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is the character that Gur used to play before Adam came out. He knows it well.
Yes.
Can he block? Can he block?
Oh, yes, the block. Sick blocks. Into the balance cancel.
You're not worried about clash anymore. You can pump that venom.
For sure.
Oh, that could have been huge.
That was a nice cancel. Oh, wait a minute. Does not keep it on clash roll. Interesting.
That was just after his trait recovered, so he'll be able to get it back when this clash is done.
Will he spend it?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Venom
got him! Can he? Yes, he does. He
raw
does
hit?
get it.
What did Gerd try there? It was a raw hit. Maybe it's some kind of wake up. Interesting.
Might have been looking for a command grab, trying to jump out.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, hard to know.
Okay, so it is 2-1 with Bane? Are you serious?
Yeah, Bane. How about that? Like you said, it's something we've seen from him before. This is not completely out of the blue.
Yeah. Oh, big whiff. Just punish it. Wow, nice interruption there.
Trying to put up that big jump 3, but nope.
One's home.
Oh, giving in to the raging charge.
All the way. That looked kind of funky.
Had him away. Just being so annoying. Wow, out of the sky.
Cancel.
Again?
What is this?
And push block very smartly, and he gets the just raw gun. He knew exactly what was coming up. It's match point Gur.
Yeah. Just one jump. Too many. All right, let's see it. Match point.
Ooh, how often has Gur just stood still? He's mostly been moving around. That time he was ready.
That was risky. Yeah. Tekken Master is looking kind of grim for him
Turns
here.
out, size does matter.
Yeah, Tekken Master will get a couple of bars here, 25% life back. But still, yeah, all these little moments are called out by Gur.
Yeah. Oh, yes, beautiful reaction.
Like I said, I really feel like once you're bringing out Raging Charge at that range, you're just kind of giving into the need to get in, kind of urge to get in. And that can be bad news.
Speaking of bad news, this is definitely one of those things.
Oh, he's away in time. Here you
Beautiful punish. Okay.
Gotta take the life bar.
Talk to me. All right. On life support is Tekken Master, but still somehow in this.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look, it's possible. As Bane.
Oh, that sucks.
Damage over time a little bit here.
And this is just...
Oh, that might be it. That's gonna do it.
Curtains for Tekken Master. Gur is gonna move on, eliminating Tekken Master.
Yeah, nice job by Gur. You know, from Tekken Master, something we've often seen from him is the use of multiple different characters.
Yes.
And having ideas, like we were talking about one character having a significant advantage or a disadvantage, and that he will then try that out in tournaments sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't work out.
I'm really gonna talk about this particular matchup behind the scenes with him. 7-3. I mean, if you say 7-3, that's gotta be...
That's a big win.
For sure. I mean, it's gotta be an easy...
Meaning that out of 10 matches, you expect to win 7.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like that. No. He won 0, in fact. Bad news for him. So we're going to move on to the next one. It'll be DR Gross versus Scar. Remaining in loser's side, Samij versus Irish Mantis, and Honeybee versus Silvereye.
That one is a sick one, for sure. First, Gross versus Scar. What do you reckon? Going to be Supergirl or Power Girl?
Yeah, that seems like the go-to for him right now.
Versus Black Adam, probably, right?
That's, I think, my guess, yeah. Not expecting too much in the way of zaniness from either player here.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, especially since Gross such a disgusting Black Adam, really. Definitely some dirt to it. And Scar, I think, been rocking Power Girl, Supergirl, excuse me, for quite a while. So I would be surprised if you do any changes there, especially now.
Yeah, we see Red Hood. I think we saw that earlier today, if I recall correctly. Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's Brainiac for him as well. It's not only Supergirl. So we'll see what he does.
Oh yeah, that Brainiac, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't quite remember the last time you pulled that one out. The Brainiac pick. Not quite sure. It's probably been a while.
For Gross, I think you're probably right. It's Black Adam. But there's, of course, Green Lantern. We still see him play Aquaman every now and then as well.
Brainiac.
It's going to be Brainiac.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So both characters with air mobility.
Right, 2 very mobile characters. Characters who can dish out damage well when they get the chance. Here we go again. This is in loser's side. Winner will play against Gur.
Facing me, you choose death.
Are you certain?
Begin.
All right, let's see it. Immediately getting the big hit and the corner. Oh, nice punish on the grab there.
Yeah, already looking good here. Gross. Oh, okay, trying to get the drone. And threatening with it there. Wow, he really threaded the needle. Gross. That was perfectly spaced.
Oh, yes. Was looking for it down 2?
That's right. That's what it looked like.
Definitely not the fastest down 2 as Brainiac.
Safety. There you go. Scar, maybe a chance now. Just backdashes Gross away. He'd much rather be out of range there.
Another down 2. All right, I see them.
I feel like that should punish. Some safety right there. Oh, here it is, down 2.
Right. Misplaces the drone.
Get him, yes!
Oh, wow. Okay, that was tight.
Gross leans forward in his seat, ready for the next round. Okay, and he kept it up. That was 2 hits.
That was sick.
No meter, unfortunately, in that situation. That really could have been useful for him again.
Oh, yes. Stuffs the wake up.
2 bars gone. A lot of just defense blocking it out there with Scar.
No tech right there. I am perfection. Did you hear that?
Yeah, well, he's looking good right now. Yes! Gross in big trouble. He's got 3 bars.
Oh,
and
yes.
he's not going to get a chance for the clash.
That was a tight shimmy. I see you right there. All right, so Scar actually 1-0 over Gross right here.
Hey, you know, Scar has talked openly about how he hasn't been playing the game quite as much. He's been taking a little hiatus.
Yeah.
He's been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption lately, but
Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like taking a little break like that can be helpful in sort of regaining your mental awareness, your comfort.
I agree.
And he looks great right now.
He's probably in a mindset of like, I have nothing to lose. Already like, you know, champion to some degree.
Okay. A little bit of a conversion. Oh, whip punish, yes. Unfortunate spot right there by Scar. But nicely taken advantage of by Gross, who now has the corner for himself.
Oh, trade with the wake up. Makes it safe-ish with the drone.
Backing off. Oh, here's a chance. No, he's not quite in time.
Oh, they trade the dive kicks. Interesting.
Yeah, you can really see they both have such mobility in the air.
Dive kick, another dive kick.
Oh, that was 2 bars lost.
That was expensive.
Oh, yeah.
That was a sick block. Give me your legs.
Okay. Well, you never know if he's going to go overhead in that situation. With the dive kick. There it is, Scar. I feel like he's been kind of busted in most of the first parts of each game so far, and yet the life lead here in the game last time.
Oh, wow, that actually froze him from that range. Yeah, Gross here in the corner, but has 2 bars to its disposal.
And they're in time. Ooh, a little far. And he's got some pressure.
Oh, what a meaty.
Threatening there with Scar, but nothing. And here it is. Oh, the approach.
That was raw.
Again.
Another one. Oh, nice spacing there.
Oh, from the front.
Didn't believe in it.
Yeah, interruption there by Scar after the down 2.
Okay, we might see a crazy play. We've got 4 bars.
Oh, yeah.
From Scar. Wait.
Clash. No, he didn't get it.
Wait, here he comes.
Oh, my God. No,
Okay,
the
spins.
block. I mean, he's fine, but that's very expensive. And he clashes. He just barely gets the chance.
This is getting intense. Last second clash from Scar. We'll spend it. 15%. What's it gonna be?
Some life back.
Wait.
Oh, what a tech! Super important tech.
He wasn't ready for. Ah! He actually converted that! Oh, he still converted that.
I can't believe it, yeah.
What?
Both games so far, wild finishes just at the very end.
He
and
looked
both by Scar.
He looked to be dead and buried, but someone still made the comeback. That was insane. All from that last second clash. Wow.
Yeah, that was huge. What a swing. So 2-0, and now Gross is facing tournament extinction.
Doesn't look too phased.
He's been here before.
Yeah.
Somebody with a lot of success.
Yeah, that's the mix. It's a dive kick or the down 1 into tentacle.
Just waiting things out. Wow,
Oh,
all right.
Where did that hit?
A little bit too far. That does connect. And Gross tries to move forward. I feel like a lot of his success has actually been from the offense in this match. Well, that's one way to do it. Okay, 2 bars out. Would have taken a lot of damage.
Sure.
Oh, way early. You didn't expect the hit.
Yeah. Ready for it. Back 3. Corner City.
You think with black magic? That's what it looked like to me.
That one interruption.
Gross is again in big, big trouble. Last life bar here for him. And in the corner as well. It's just a real bad spot. Unclashable stuff.
Everything is working out for Scar right now.
Yes, his movement's good. The mix-ups are working. His defense has been there when he's needed it.
Oh, yes. What a down 2. Will this kill? Not quite.
Oh, Gross is such a threat as well. He was hoping for the chip. He didn't spend bar on it.
Oh, sick. Still on
Spends
great
the bar
health.
now.
Okay, this is... we know how this one goes.
He's got to get close. And you know he doesn't want to... He got hit, so he didn't take the damage. Oh, my God.
How did he...
That disconnected hitbox of the dive kick.
He avoided that somehow. Okay, wait, we're in there. Gross is still alive. Approaching the corner. Down 2! This has been the story of
That was
Score's
wild.
run. Just down 2,
Let's
baby.
stand one high. I guess you can just get right under it with the down 2.
Gross needs to get out of there. Nice interruption there.
Oh boy, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Gross is losing a lot of resources. He's only got a little bit of life left.
This is it. This is it.
He can't get hit. There it is. And Scar does it.
Wow.
And he eliminates DR Gross.
No emotion whatsoever from Score. Losers round of 12. That is insane.
Yeah, congrats to Scar. Like we said, he has been taking a little bit of time off, but he looks great right now. It looks like his mind is in it. Everything is firing. The offense was good. The movement was good. The defense was good.
I mean, he looked like those were casuals. No pressure whatsoever.
Look at
Super
how he's walking
free.
off the stage right now. It's
super casual.
Chilled out.
Nice job. Good job. Sick.
So we've talked a little bit about how much the players stand to make. Everybody does get paid here. So even if you end up in last place, you will get $750. All right? Yeah, there you go. Take a little look at it.
Oh, yeah.
If you finish 9th, that is to say /12th, whatever, however you're going to do the math on that, which is where where Gross just finished and where Tekken Master just finished, you're going to get $2,000.
Right.
So there was a big difference between last place and second to last. Now 7th and 8th, even more. And as you see, it goes on and on and on. I really like that everybody gets paid, but boy, there was a big difference between 13th and 9th.
Definitely. I mean, it's nice that you don't go, empty-handed. You qualified for the championship final series, and now you're getting something,
For sure.
Yeah. So now we got Noble Semij versus Irish Mantis.
Semij, who ran into Rewind in round number 2 in winner's side. It's a pretty tough draw. It was 3-2.
For sure.
But yeah, he ends up in loser's side. Whereas Irish Mantis got sent to losers in the first round by Gross. That was 3-1. He then beat Hey George 3-1 in the last game for him.
So this is going to be a match between the 5th seed Semij and the 10th being Irish Mantis. Probably Atrocitus versus Catwoman. Now, the thing is that Semij has Rewind as his training partner, and Rewind plays Atrocitus, or played Atrocitus. So this might be a tough one for Irish Mantis. However, I think that Rewind was having a very maniac Atrocitus almost. A lot of puddles, a lot of puddles.
All right.
Where Irish Mantis, I see him more like an absolute specialist, almost like a professor. Like, he knows what is optimal, when to go with some maniac stuff.
Yeah.
So this might, be a complete different story.
Yeah, and for many of these players, they could line up with one of half a dozen different characters.
Of course.
Right? For these two, although occasionally we've seen a secondary come out for Semij, almost entirely for both of them, it's their main character.
Yeah, definitely.
Atrocitus for Mantis and Catwoman for Semij. So that's what I expect.
Okay, here Atrocitus, here Catwoman.
All right.
All right, in there, one of these gentlemen is going home. Who's it going to be? We'll find out real soon.
These guys both got 9th place at SoCal Regionals. Ended up in the same spot.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's a good start for Irish Mantis.
Okay, Dexter's out.
Ooh, being a little shifty with his movement right here. He catches
like
Semij
it.
out of the sky.
I like it a lot.
Trying to get the whip punish. You can really see Irish Mantis trying to get away, reset things a little bit, wait for the cat to come back. Cat's in his face, though.
Nice blocks there. Down one challenge. Okay.
Away, not a free spot to call, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially since, cat dash.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, big damage here. Corner City. What's it going to be?
Into the corner.
Nice blocks there.
What a Tekken! Now he has corner as a result. It was a gamble by Semij and it didn't pay off, but he's all right.
Ooh, huge whiff.
Yeah, for sure, that could have been big.
Just watch his head. Watch his
Patience
big
here
time.
well, trying to play patiently. He thought he saw the throw coming. That's Semij's game. So good with just the sort of very traditional counter hit, or not counter hit, but throw or button kind of mix up.
Oh no! Messes it up. That's the air one. I mean, Interesting to see that Dexter has been out exactly once. That was when he got that combo.
That's right. Other than that, he's been mostly in the corner, just getting harassed.
I think he's really afraid.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, there it is. Gets a hit. Dexter is out, and now he's pressing the attack.
And he's got to make this count. As you said, this is only his second cat call.
And it's gone.
Yeah, and really not to much effect at all. So great defense by Simichu. Just backed off and played very patiently.
Did. All right, needs one more. Nice block on the whip trip.
Hoping to see the approach by Simichu. Nothing came. So Mantis just trying to go. Oh, wow.
Yes.
He takes the risk of the call. And now Chip might be able to do this.
Okay.
Oh, no need on Chip.
Very nice play there. I mean, we can see how the matchup changes and the play styles once Dexter is out.
Oh, yeah.
Messes up the ender, still in there. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yes. Hello. Down one puddle.
Okay, 2 bars to get away. And that also means no Dexter call, so that could have been big.
So, yeah, exactly. Not just the damage.
Oh, he takes a risk. He has 2 bars for the clash and immediately goes into it.
Cat's gotta have
The first random puddle, if you will.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at the respect. No Dexter out of the neutral, really.
Dashing in to try to get something going there with Mantis, but Simichu's ready first. Here he goes! And there's no clash to worry about now. That'll do it.
That was sick. That was sick. I mean, maybe respecting Simichu a bit too much, really. Try one puddle, but he didn't really challenge the Dexter call. You know, is he ready for it? Is he buffering the cat dash? Maybe playing more freely now. But of course, yes, he does have a Manta. That's, I think, his secondary.
Okay.
But mostly, as you said earlier, true to Atrocitus. All right. Close game.
It was, even though for a long period of time, Mantis was stuck in the corner, just having to play defense. And yet, even still, it was quite close.
Okay, let's see it.
Taking every chance you can to get Dexter out.
Sure. Just out of there.
Oh, neither one wanted to press. And here he comes. This little changes in timing from Simichu. Unusual timing on the grab. Confirm here.
Good damage there. Michel 400 plus. Overhead. Plus.
Oh, wow, yeah, so spends a bar to get away, but just like that, Catwoman's right back in his face and ends up taking the bar. That was very fast.
This is looking very rough right here for Irish Mantis now.
Yeah, although last game, he was caught in the corner and ended up keeping it close. Right now, it's not at all close. He needs a lot of work.
Wow, blocks the entire string.
You can see Simichu's just willing to take grabs here. Like, he's not challenging. He's just waiting out the cat and then going back to play the regular game.
Right there, huge missed opportunity for Irish Mantis, getting the back 2-3, but doesn't commit.
He spent 2 bars expecting that Simichu would spend at least 1. Because he didn't have 25% life to get back.
I'm not feeling this right now. I've seen better from Irish Mantis.
Yeah.
Not getting the things he usually does, the punishes.
Oh, there just haven't been that many opportunities for anything, really.
That's true.
He's tried to push block in defense. He's tried to just block. He's tried to tech throws. And Simo, there he goes with the tech. He just thought that was the time to move. And guess what? Simichu was neutral jumping. He was looking for it already.
Just enough. Player selected is. Is this the time where Irish Mantis will be opting to go with his black
Catwoman.
Manta?
Well, he's certainly thinking about it. Again, this is the difference between $2,000 and $3,000. There's $1,000 on the line on this next game.
That's a lot of money.
It is. Absolutely.
Atrocitus.
Goes back to the big red boy. That's what brought him here.
Exactly. If you go home with your guns.
Yeah, I think that's right.
The original.
The character you're just most comfortable with. Even if it's maybe not the best matchup on paper, you have to feel comfortable. Oh no! Could have been big!
That's what I'm talking about. It's not the Irish Mantis you usually see, the optimal one.
Now it's time for a lot of defense from Mantis. tried to catch her, and no! She crawled away, and right back in his face.
He's watching his head there.
Look at this. The push block, but really to what end, right? He's still caged. Oh, okay, the time comes.
Here it comes. Shenanigans. Dexstar.
He would love to get something, but again, we see almost nothing in the way of risks from Samij when Dexstar's out. He's just patient.
There is no reason to.
All right, that would have been so sick. A whiff punish? That's super tough.
It's very active. Oh, wow, he was ready. He was ready all along. Excuse me, Mantis. Don't challenge him.
Yeah, right, yeah. He did wait until the last game.
Right. I respect it.
Into the corner. Now, God, I see something here. Meter burn 3, and then not a lot.
Nice.
You know, that was a corner opportunity, and I get if your playstyle is largely to stay safe and not go for the overhead low mix-ups as Atrocitus, I get it. But in situations like this, you need something.
Okay, found a little something. Oh, yes. Will this kill?
No, it didn't.
Oh, Mantis.
Ah,
Okay. Signs of life from Irish Mantis here. No meter, but this is going to be an uphill battle.
Oh, that was super good. Wow. Didn't get the
super
tag.
brave. 2 in a row. Oh, the raw wake up. Let's go. Dexter still active.
Yeah, he had one thing of Dexter left. Here you go.
No bar. Oh, yes. Still somehow gets the combo.
Still there. Controlling things, but meter burn back 3.
Smart.
Well, he's waiting
They
on
both
a meter,
have one.
right?
They both have one.
Okay.
You almost
you're
built the
right,
second one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. In there.
Mantis actually saves the bar, so take some damage. Wow, walk up low, and now very close to death.
Oh, yeah, smart. That could have been death.
Yeah.
Wait. Dexter is almost...
Yeah, Dexter's ready, but the question is whether he gets a chance. No, it's the backdash at the perfect time, and Samij ends up taking it in very convincing fashion, 3-0.
I think Mantis even read that backdash, but probably didn't know that, you know. Staying so low to the ground is avoiding the punch walk. Unfortunate.
There were a couple times when it seemed like he called out a backdash. He tried to get there with back 2 once. He tried to get there with punch walk, and neither one worked out.
That was unfortunate. But that does mean that we have war. We have war next. Honeybee versus Silvereye. One of them is going to get home.
Yeah, that's right.
That is insane.
Yeah, look, and Silvereye comes into this having just beaten BioHazard.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel good about that.
He took
quite
out,
convincingly as well.
He did, yeah, for sure, 3-1. In something that I think very few of us predicted, that BioHazard would end up going 0-2.
Definitely.
Now, somebody else is going to go 1-2. It will be either Honeybee or Silvereye. But Silvereye comes into this, like I said, he just beat BioHazard, Honeybee's brother. Got to wonder if there's a little bit extra on the line there for B as a result.
Yeah, probably, just the nature of it. Character-wise, yeah, for sure. Character-wise, what do you reckon?
Well, okay, so we've seen both Hellboy and Batman, I think, already out of Silvereye today. For B, you know, I asked him whether he's gonna, change characters or just gonna go with Flash. He was non-committal about playing other characters. If I had to bet, I think I'd just look for Flash, but I guess we'll see.
I think well, the thing is, are they going to get, or are they going to opt with Hidden Select? Because that would change a lot. Honeybee does have a very decent Starfire, and especially against a slippery character like Hellboy, you probably want to, just stay away from him. So that would be interesting to know.
Yeah, Starfire, a character who controls space very well, can anti-air quite well, which is a big part of the Hellboy matchup for sure. Wouldn't be too surprising. We'll see.
Yeah, just a second.
Again, $1,000 on this match right here. This is the difference between winning $2,000 and $3,000. And I talked with B a little bit about what's on the line for him, and he has life plans coming up.
Oh yeah.
And he's thinking about the future and would love to have some extra money to be able to do some of the things that he wants to do. So it's more than just trying to win a tournament, and it's about planning your life later on down the line.
I mean, it's literally life-changing money. So
sure.
No surprises.
Yeah, I mean,
there.
right now we're talking about the difference between 2,000 and 3,000, which is significant.
Right.
But then once you get into the later matches, the difference between 4th and 3rd is 5,000. And then between 3rd, which is 10th place, and 2nd, which is $20,000, 1st place, $40,000. Those are big jumps.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane. I mean, the pressure. I just hope they don't have, you know, this graphic behind the scenes in the player lounge. Like, don't think about that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of your motivation. But right now, what you have to be thinking about is the match at hand. And we're about to get started. It's going to be Flash versus Hellboy.
Interesting. Definitely interesting.
Flash, fastest man alive.
And how's that working out for you?
Begin.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's the question, right? By the way, Hellboy is no slouch in this game. That man is all over the place. If you want speed, there you go.
Okay. Immediately making the most out of the speed force. Very interesting reset there.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the ender.
The little stare down. Okay, gets him in the sky. Trading up.
Woo! That just looks insane.
Yeah, the movement on this
Yeah.
character. And awesome hitboxes as he's doing it. You know, he's just very strong. Strong in the sky, good footsies. He's got a great gunshot.
All right, we're in there. Slowly approaching the corner.
Yeah, keeping control of things in the corner here.
Oh, yes. Out of there. Side switch.
Yeah, great delay.
Oh, yes. The delayed wake up.
Seemingly knew exactly what was coming.
Oh,
Well,
he
trades up if he
walked
could have
up, I
gotten the
believe?
rest, yeah. Needs just a tiny bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And he was playing safety first, that's for sure.
Definitely. No meaty there whatsoever. Keep it safe with the jump back float.
That interactable's right back there. Flash can jump off it. We haven't seen it yet.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he got him out of the trade.
Ah.
It's a big loss right there for Honeybee.
He looks all right. Oh, optimal stuff. Side switch and the meter barrel. Built.
Remember, don't blink.
Ooh, tried to get the whip punish with those little buttons.
That was cute. That might have been a bait from Silverite.
All right, here you go. Honeybee taking advantage of things.
Uh-oh, corner city.
Into the corner.
Ooh!
Nita burns it. Now there's a few bars there on Flash's side.
This might be death. Yes, activates. Wait a minute.
Oh, but he's in trade.
Oh, yes. This is good news for Silverite.
Lovely trade call timing right there. He gets the whip punish. And there you go on the clash.
You'll lose.
I reckon 2.
Lights out.
You are right. Still dangerous with what he has.
Still has a lot to work with. Oh, what a whip punish.
Yeah, you can see Honeybee try to whip punish Silvereye. Silvereye knew that wasn't going to work out. He was ready for his own whip punish.
And he just built the bar within the combo to spend it. That was sick.
There you go.
The first game goes to Silvereye.
And he looked good doing it.
I mean, I would usually say, like, Honeybee is not looking good, but that face, I see a lot. So I'm not concerned about that. You should be fine. Game 2 then. Of course, sticking with Flash.
Both trying to get in the game here mentally.
Begin.
Trying to stay present. Silvereye moving just at the start like this. Honeybee, you see him trying to play patiently. He's just been grounded. He's waiting. Waiting for his chance. What a conversion here.
Talk about conversion. It's not over. Wow.
Ah!
Armor, baby.
That trade armor's wild.
Background. Oh. All over him right here. All over him.
And the gunshot's a high, so Flash can running man stance under it, but he was already moving.
Oh, the tippy toe off the back three. Activation gets it.
Yeah, overhead.
Background. Yes, sir. Back three. Uh-huh. Look at that damage, though.
Yeah,
almost 600.
And he follows right in immediately.
Wait,
Honeybee all of a sudden takes the round.
I just said he's all over him. What happened? Oh, that was cheeky.
I'm telling you, turn that armor on and then you just hop in there. Why not? What's the worst that's gonna happen to you?
Literally. Active. Okay, that was smart. Just negate the speed force.
Instant. It's gonna be a little while since until Flash has trade. Neither one spent anything. It was just yeah. Okay,
Oh,
ready.
that
2 bars
sucks.
gone for Rye.
500.
Okay.
Interactable, baby.
Yes. Ooh. Too much
That
gravity.
is unfortunate. Okay, let's see it.
Oh, what?
Standing jab, anti-air.
Yeah, that was sick.
Oh, yes, that is punishable.
Not much life for Silver Eye. Will he turn on the keep me alive trait? No. Went for the armor instead.
Strange, really, if you think
what a
about
block!
it. Maybe he tried the other trait, or did
Yeah,
he believe?
he's got the resurrection trait.
Yeah. All right, he's nodding, you know, in approval. Was that going? Right? That was tight. 1-all.
There were some nice things out of B. That anti-air, I'm really thinking about it still. That was awesome.
That was huge. Threatens with the interactable. Okay. What?
The movement?
What's the neutral here?
It's somewhere up in the sky. That's
for sure.
okay, where punish comes.
Lots of damage here.
We saw some good stuff out of B in the last game. Right now, it's all Silver Eye. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I said something like that earlier.
You're right. Yeah, you definitely said that last round.
We know what
there was
happened
a
then.
dead life bar for Silver Eye almost immediately. So.
Activates. This can be it. Not quite. Very decisive first round here. First life bar for Silver Eye. Ah!
What a call on the timing. Honeybee had not really been approaching on the ground like that. Silver Eye just knew exactly when it was going to come.
Mix it up with the grabs.
God, you can see B trying to get something going.
I mean, there's only so much you can really visually react to. It's insanity.
Yeah, it's very tough.
As much as head there. Has to get hit eventually.
He's going to get the corner almost. Well, ends up getting it after all. He's in there now, and that's a bad spot.
Okay, activates.
Yeah, extra damage.
Oh, yes. That was beautiful.
Unclashable.
Yep.
Is that enough with that trait? Yes!
That was insane. Kept it unclashable. That was not a drop whatsoever. And just seals the deal with the nice little whiff punish. Well,
that character's very strong. Gone back to character select, it looks like.
2-1. You got to think about this, Honeybee.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Hellboy.
Okay, yeah, well, we're going to get another stage. Sounds like Atlantis.
Oh, yeah. Silver Eye made the most out of that background bounce.
That's true. Yeah, I remember the interactable in the corner, the grab.
Alrighty. Potentially the last game here for Honeybee.
Wow, man.
Crazy if you think about it, right?
Yeah, Rye already took out one of the Commander brothers. You do 2 in a row right here.
That would be quite the achievement.
It would, yeah. It's not often that you see one person get both.
Right. Overhead. No more.
That's so much damage.
Punish again. He's leaving nothing on the table right here. Silver Eye.
There it
Activation. Activation. Wow, that looked like a drop. Picks
yeah,
it up
I was
again.
worried as well. Yeah, that was cool.
What?
Yeah, look. You know it.
Insanity. Match point, Silver Eye. Puts himself in the corner.
Yeah.
Nice pick.
Should be the life bar, yes. And Flash starts this round with corner control. He's got to worry about the statue right behind him, though.
Oh, that is true.
There it is. Oh, he was just outside. You see where he was? That was
beautiful
perfect.
spacing. Punches his way through the armor. But what? Okay, wait. 4 bars. You look at real risks being taken now.
Well, we've definitely seen B use that just for the super. If that comes up, he might want to clash. He does.
Bet you wish I'd stayed retired.
That crap's getting old.
3-2. Okay. It's only 15 back as a result. That was very expensive.
There's no break 7 with an on. What a pickup there.
He didn't have meter to convert with, though. Gotta make this count. This is big for Honeybee. Corner control. Big damage.
Will he activate?
Oh, there's a clash hanging out right up on top of the screen. What are we seeing? Okay.
Oh,
wow. Is that going to be enough? No.
And that is going to be it. The little pop-off Silverite taking it over Honeybee. That last play was insane. That last play was insane.
A little worried for him when he wasn't clashing at all, but it did end up working out. So Silverite does move on, having defeated both brothers, one back-to-back after the other, and both 3-1.
That is sick. That was good.
So very impressive. Unfortunate for them, of course, but he moves on. He, as a result, is going to play against Samij. So in loser's side, we have Samij versus Silverite, and then there's also Gur versus Scar. Keep in mind, in winner's side, which we haven't been running for a little while now, so we've been going through the loser's side, we still have Tweety versus Rewind and Sonic Fox versus Hayate. So we got a lot of good matches left. Let's take a look at the bracket.
It's a war zone, really.
And now that we're far enough along, you get to see who's doing what.
Yeah, that's your top 8.
That is indeed your top 8. Of course, we started with top 16, so after 2 rounds gone, that's how, you know. But yeah, that certainly is your top 8. Congrats to those players. They have played amazingly all year. They continue to do so here today. Impressive stuff. So
I think the players are getting ready, are they?
Yeah, we'll see.
That should be a sick matchup, really. I'm not really sure. Are we doing losers or winners?
We're going to go through winners first.
So it's going to be Tweety versus Rewind.
Correct.
Former team partners just recently left Noble Tweety, now with Simplicity, rocking their jersey and everything.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah. So this should be very interesting. I mean, Tweety always like feeling himself and playing the role as the villain, and he's feeling it. He wants to be on Disney tonight.
Well, he's what, 1 step away?
Yeah, 1 win.
1 win away.
The winner of this will be in top 4. I mean, this is winners semifinals.
That's that's going to be in just a little bit. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with that very shortly.